Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Viz-55. It's a tier 10 Czech heavy tank. It's located on the eastbourne of Studzianki and it's under the command of Awppenheimer. Well, this monster tank, which actually did exist as a project during the 1950s and 60s, has a 13cm main gun with a 2-shot autoloader capable of doing 980 in burst damage with just one clip. Okay, battle underway. It's an encounter game, so I think Awppenheimer has decided that what he's going to do instead is he's going to pop down the south, win the south and shoot it into the cap area and take command of the battlefield that way. Now, the standard reload is 21.09 seconds. That's just for the 2 shots to load, and then of course he's got the 2 seconds between each clip, or between each shot, for the intra-clip reload to occur. So a lot of damage can be done very, very quickly. It also has very good armor because it's got those brows on the front of the vehicle, on the front of the turret, which act as spaced armor against heat rounds. And fairly thick armor all round, actually. 300mm of armor on the front of the turret. Only 115 though on the hull. So it is vulnerable if you can put the shots into the hull. Well, it seems our Leopard prototypes managed to claim the riverbed. So Awppenheimer's decided, yeah, he's going to go in there as well. And that kind of forces the enemy back and puts them at a disadvantage. Especially when it comes to these guys up here now. Yep. And the 122 takes his first hit. He gets a shot for 559. Oh, he scored a high roll on both there. 1083. 490 alpha. So, yes, both shots were high rolls. And he's now scored a massive amount of damage with just one clip. Intra-clip reload 19.05 for Awppenheimer. Oh, he blocked a shot there from a 416 who spotted him. In fact, there's a guy to his left as well, T-34. He's in a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it, and that T-34 is firing 120mm rounds at him, so he needs to get rid of that guy, or at least make him force him back. Now, this is a very aggressive move right from the start to effectively go up against the enemy in their own territory, waiting for clips to go in. He fires the first one in, and the second one, both of them hit. And he blocks the shot that comes back from the T-34. He's only got a 120mm gun. We've got the 130. And there's the kill shot that goes to the Skoda T50. So now he's put himself in a very good position because enemy tanks over here are vulnerable. Oh, that one hit the tracks. And that one went low as well. So it must have been a bit of a disappointment on those shots. He's already up to 3,000 hit points of damage from this game so far, and it's only been going less than 3 minutes. Okay, he's waiting for the reload to go in. Using the premium ammo. Oh, yeah, he's got that one. Right into the side of the U-75. Can he get this one on 257? Yes, he does! But it's a low roll, 426. Now, the penetration on these rounds, by the way, it's actually 490 alpha. It's 260mm with standard ammo, and with the premium rounds, it'll do 306mm of armor. He's also got the potential with the HE rounds of doing 640 alpha and 68mm of pen. Yep, bad move to poke out there. The E75 took another hit and an average roll at that. So now he's up to 4,339 hit points of damage. Now, he's not pursuing around the corner because he knows there's a Heshbarn in play, and he also knows there's a Jagdtiger. If he was to actually go around the corner, he would be putting himself in danger of getting hit by a Hesh round or like. Well, that one hit the tracks of the Type 5, and the second one got 2 critical hits. Here's the Striv. Okay, so he's angling himself so he can repel the shots coming from that 105mm gun. Unfortunately, the Striv manages to find a shot into the hull. Okay, we're just reloading. We can take this guy out. And he does with just one shot. So he's got his first kill of the game. The Jagdtiger's come back, which is bad news. And again, as I say, we can't go around the corner because we don't know where that Heshpan is. He could be sitting around the corner. Now they've decided to start capping, which may be a mistake. We're 2 up on them at the moment. He's trying to find the weak spot just at the shoulders of the Type 5. Doesn't work with that one. Fires the second one in, no effect. Type 5s are very heavily armed, but if you can get them just below the turret line, there is a shoulder area where it's actually fairly weak. And oh, he's unloading, he's loading just at the moment when the Type 5 shows us that shoulder point. Okay, the Jagdtiger seems even more eager to try and entice us around the corner. Coming forward, could get the shot in. No, that one hit the turret. Can he get this one in? Yes, he does! At the last, he gets that weak spot on the Type 5 and takes him out the game. Okay, Jagdtiger trying to lure us round. He must have that Heshpan behind him, waiting for the moment that he can do something. Now the gun depression is 8 degrees, which is why he can hold this corner. Oh, look at that. He got the shot into the T-30, got a high roll, and the T-30 couldn't respond, or at least wasn't able to get the shot to hit the target, because basically on this position, we're kind of hull down for them, and all he can see is that very strong turret. Okay, waiting for the reload to go in. He's working these clips as much as he can. And now we're capping with 3 tanks up on the enemy. Okay, might be a mistake to go around the corner. Remember that T-30? Yeah, because he's got a big 155mm main gun. He could do 750 alpha if he gets shots into us. We just saw the E75. Oh, we tracked the 257, but that kills him. Now we're alongside the Jagdtiger, so we are spotted, proximity spotted, and now we are vulnerable because they could put shells into our hull, because we're not hull down, but our guys are coming around the other side of the factory now and they're forcing the enemy back. So it's now push and push, push to get the enemy. We've got the rear of that 268. We pump one into his rear, and the second one, I'm not sure actually if it was his rear now. I think he may have been looking at us. No, he is looking at the other enemy, I'm pretty sure now. And he goes down. Remember, still got that Heshpan that we don't know where he is. He's over in that corner, as far as we know. There he is. There's one. And we don't need to fire anymore because the enemy's gone down. That is the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats. That was only a first-class tanker for Awppenheimer in the Viz 55. Despite the fact that he did a huge amount of damage, this tank is owned by quite a few players, and they do play it rather heavily, and that means the standard is very, very high indeed. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He also got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in the game. He got 9. He also got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And he also picked up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 9,422, which is Super Unicum standard. I happen to know that Awppenheimer is trying to make his average win rate on his account. He's trying to make it go up at the moment. He is already in the Super Unicum standard level, but he's finding it difficult to break through a particular level and to get it even higher. You know, the Uber Unicums, you might say, the guys who regularly stream and are right at the top of their top of the rankings. Anyway, let's have a look at the team scores. Well, the highest damage in that game went to Awppenheimer with 7,121 hit points. The second highest damage went to the IS-7 on his team, who also picked up a steel wall. He got 5,061 hit points of damage. And the third highest damage went to the Heshpan with 3,482. So pretty good job that Awppenheimer didn't go around the other side of that berm. If he had, he probably would have been a victim of that Heshpan as well. In fact, I suspect that that's what the Jagdtiger was hoping. He was trying to lure them round to get shots, or at least allow his teammate to get shots on them from that hedgerow behind him. When it came to kills, Awppenheimer shared the top spot with the IS-7 and the Leopard prototype. They all had 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the Skoda T50 and the Conqueror on his team, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill, and that was their Heshbon. And then there was only only 4 members of the enemy team actually managed to get kills in that game as well. One of those was the Jagdtiger, who was just around the corner. Yes, no wonder he was trying to lure us around. He wanted us to be a victim of that guy, and he was perfectly capable of doing some damage himself. When it came to base XP, yep, he's got that one too. In fact, he's the only player to get over 1,000 base with 1,275. 997 went to the Conqueror, and 979 went to the IS-7 on his team. 26 shots fired, 23 direct hits, 16 penetrations on the gun. Again, he had a few problems with that Type 5. He was blasting those rounds in, but unfortunately, he was hitting the wrong spot, or the shell was dropping prematurely, and therefore he wasn't hitting the point that he wanted to. 7,121 hit points of damage, of which 3,321 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see a lot of long-range shooting. 4 hits received, only 2 of which penetrated to non-penetrations, and 720 hit points of damage blocked by armor. Yes, he was unlucky that he had one of the shots from the T-34 managed to find the hull. So did the Striv, and of course he was super accurate. But of course, when he decided to move positions, Awppenheimer was ready for him and could put 1 round in to finish him off altogether. 720 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 3,486 hit points of spotting assist. Now, he earned the profit from that game, despite the fact that he fired an awful lot of premium rounds. He got a reward for completing a mission, and without that reward for completing a mission, he would have actually suffered a loss because he fired so much premium. But he did get a profit from this game of 15,899 credits. He also took away 37 bonds from this game, and also 3,825 experience points altogether. I didn't mention, actually, he did get the top in all 3 columns on the team scores, so it just goes to show how efficient he was. So I hope you enjoyed that game. He made some very good decisions, Awppenheimer, pushing as fast as he could, as hard as he could, to force the enemy back. Once he captured that lower area of the map, effectively this game was basically all over, but it was a case of Awppenheimer then taking the opportunity to put as many shots into the enemy tanks as he could in their own territory and make them feel thoroughly uncomfortable, and any tank that tried to take him out came a cropper. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.